of why I wanted to lose this weight. It just made it that much easier. So my identity was I was just a fat girl addicted to junk food, right? So if there was junk food around, Neil, I was gonna dive in. And when I really took a good look at where do I want to be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, at 65, I was like, I still have a good, I'm hoping 30 years to go, right? And I didn't want to live those last 30 years barely able to get from my car to my house. You know, I still want to be active. I still want to play with my grandchildren, do all those things. So by really getting it right up here, it makes making those food choices that much easier.
Oh, absolutely. When you make the right choices because you know the reason, there is a thing. So I'm big into intermittent fasting and OMAD, and it's helped me just completely eliminate my gut. I was in shape. I'm a former professional wrestler, so I weigh a lot already based on just muscle mass, and I'm into yoga. And I just made that mindset. Well, I'm not going to have those foods, but ultimately, sometimes I can if you're only
Yeah,
having one meal a day.
yeah,
If you're eating at specific times and you're not stress eating and you're eating, you can do that. And you ultimately, at the end of the day, if you stay active and you do everything, your metabolism changes, and it's an easy thing, but it's hard at the begin. You don't see those things, but once you see the progress, you see the results, and then you're like, okay. But it has to be in your mind. What's the ultimate goal? Like, oh, I'm losing weight. There has to be a goal, but it can't be a short-term goal. You
right.
made it a long-term goal. Explain how important that is, because some
Yeah,
people say, I just need to get in this bikini, or I just need to get this. And then once that's over, then I'm back to stress eating again.
right. So that's exactly right, Neil. Like with those short-term goals, which is what most of us do, we go on a diet, right, for a particular reason. And yeah, you get to your goal weight and then you go back to eating the way you used to eat, right? So that doesn't work. When you change, I want to just fuel my body with good nutritious foods. And I help people understand the difference between eating whole foods and highly processed foods because we are surrounded by highly processed foods, which keep us addicted. That's a whole nother story I could talk about for an hour. But it's really about understanding the power of food, both to nourish you or to really wreck your body, depending on what food you're grabbing and eating. So that's really the key. The long term is knowing that whole foods are going to nourish our bodies and are going to allow our bodies to continue to mature and age a little slower. I mean, obviously, we're all going to age, but we don't have to deal with these crippling diseases that we tend to think of are just age related. They're not. They are lifestyle related for sure.
So what steps should people begin with if they're really trying to lose weight? And for lifestyle, for sure. You said mindset. It's got to be long term, not short term. You do this, it's for life. That's the
Yeah.
other thing. And I guess that point you kind of explained is it's for life. You can't change. You're not going to go back to the same habits again. If you do, it's a death sentence for you, or a sentence where you can never enjoy your life with your grandkids, or potentially your great grandkids, or enjoy the last quarter century of your life or more.
Right. Right. Yeah. So the steps are first, the mindset piece, really get a good handle on why you want to do this. Eliminate or significantly reduce highly processed foods. If you pick up a food item in the grocery store and there's a long list of ingredients with a lot that you probably can't pronounce, that's a highly processed food. It is not doing your body any good. Start cutting those out. I'm not saying, it's tough to completely eliminate that, but really paying attention and getting in some movement every day. Movement is key. And it doesn't have to be an hour at the gym lifting weights. If that's what you like to do, great. Get out and walk, even 10, 20 minutes at a time. It's recommended 150 minutes over the course of a week is really a good place to get going. But if you're just starting, when I started, I was about 215 pounds. And to walk 10 minutes on the treadmill, I thought, oh my gosh, that was hard. Now, I walk typically 45 minutes to an hour every day, but I didn't start there. So start slow. Start with what works for you. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe that's what you like. And yoga is great exercise. It's not as easy. I thought yoga was going to be really simple, right? It's not.
Oh,
It can
I'm a
be,
huge yoga fan, and I'm
yeah.
a fan of Diamond Dallas Page yoga, which more strength resistant yoga. It's started by a professional wrestler, former WWE superstar, and it's unbelievable. But I'm starting to do other yoga exercises I wouldn't do. I need to get. I have like about 7 or 8 exercises I do, and you can do it for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and literally it'll make your body unbelievable. You don't have to do exercise for a long period of time. Sometimes you're going on the treadmill and running versus just doing yoga and eating right, you're going to be great. I'm
Yeah.
serious. I feel
Yeah.
it. I mean, my body looks different than it looked a year ago, and that's just from doing straight yoga, you know?
Yeah, it's really easier than you think. It's just a matter of getting started, and sometimes that's the toughest part, right? And I like to I typically will jump on calls with people just to help them figure out where do I start, what do I do first to take those steps. So that's what I like to do.
I
And
think the
just
diet is more important than the rest. If you don't, you could work out all day long.
mm,
And if you don't change your lifestyle of eating, forget about it. And a
right.
lot of people, hey, I just went on the treadmill for this long time and I didn't burn any calories. Why didn't I lose any weight? What was your diet like? What did you eat on a regular basis? Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. And the processed foods like chips, you can eat forever. Right. And those are the worst deadly ones because it doesn't get you full.
Right. And they're pointless calories, right? And the idea, Neil, that yes, if 90% of the time you're eating wholesome, nutritious food, you can still go out and have a pizza once in a while. You can have that birthday cake when the
Yeah.
party happens, right? It doesn't mean like you can never have those foods. It's you can't have them every day. That's the difference, right? You've
And
got to
you're able
really
to help people through that journey because guess what? If you can't have a coach do that for you, forget about it. The most important successful people that don't have the time to think about this and understand that they need to have a coach that can guide them and help them through the process, right?
yeah, absolutely. That's key.
Because you see all these different things on TikTok or other things. Oh, that's how I'll diet. I'll do intermittent fasting. And they don't understand that might not be right for their body.
Right.
And that's what a coach does to help guide and get you started. So I know that you're offering something for our listeners and viewers.
Yes.
Can you tell us what it is?
Sure. It is a ditch session, which is a call with me, right? So you can just go to ditchsession.com, book a call. It's 100% complimentary. Just jump on. I'll just help you figure out what are your next steps. Maybe it's something really simple. Maybe you want to do coaching. Maybe, maybe not. But I will help you figure out what is the next step for you.
All right. Thanks again. Really appreciate it.